So we have 4 major programs dropping within the next week here, and you guys down below will be able to see the exact launch date and time and a countdown to that. And you'll also be able to sign up for a discount code, but I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that at the end. Those 4 programs are Jamal Deadlift Specialization Volume 3, and that is actually 2 separate programs, one for sumo, one for conventional, so they both highly specified to help you guys make progress. But again, I'll get into that in a little bit. We have my first ever program, which is the Rondel Hunte, the Total Specialist program. A lot of people say I'm a total specialist, so that is the name that we went with. And then we have probably our most advanced and probably like the program that I'm most excited about in this launch, and that is our fat loss / body recomp program. It's a very detailed program, so I'll get into that in a little bit. And then the last program on the list is our bodybuilding upper lower plus shoulders program. So what I'm going to do in this video is get into each specific program and just to give you guys a brief overview of what it is, so you guys could make an educated decision on what you want to pick up. And yeah, so the first program I'm going to get into, and I'm also going to like share my screen so you guys should be able to see that up here. But the first program I want to get into, as I said, is probably our most advanced program yet, and this is our fat loss / body recomp program. So you guys could see right here, this is sort of like the start screen or the profile screen. And the way how this program is structured is that you have 12 weeks of macros as well as training. So you have a full training program that you guys could run. You don't need to run this alongside any other program. You buy this and you're good to go. And then you also have your macros being laid out for you every week and also being adjusted automatically every week based on your adherence, based on your weight change and all these different things. So it's very technical. This took us a while to come up with, but we're really excited to launch this one, right? So just to break it down, you could see here that you would select a unit of measurement here. You see here that you could input your information. So I input my information and I chose kgs and cm for the units of measurement. So Rondel, I'm 27, starting body weight 125 kg, my gender, male, my height, and then I would put in my max lifts here. But I'm not necessarily going to show you guys too much about the training in this video because I want to keep it short. And the training is very similar to what you guys would expect with our other programs. So below that, you guys will be able to see all the information, all the videos here. These aren't all the videos that will come with this program, but these are just the premier ones that we listed out. So what are macros, grocery haul, calories, steps, supplements, protein, strength and cutting, and then a list of other videos as well. We have honestly probably like 15 or so videos that are going to come with this program. So it's very in-depth, not just the program itself being advanced, but also the information that comes with it. Completely next level. What I could enter here as well is my goal weight in kgs. So let's say I want to get down to, I don't know, 118 kg, and you can see here below it gives me like a minimum possible weight that I could lose with this program, which is getting down to 110 kg over the course of 12 weeks, right? I can select my protein preference is between like normal, high protein, lower protein, carb preference, also between normal, high carb, and my activity level, between sedentary, lightly active, moderately active, highly active. And this activity level tracker automatically assumes that you're going to be training, 3 to 5 days a week. So this is sort of like your activity level outside the gym. And then I could input my start date. Let's say I want to start on the 27th of November. That's when I could start. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that initial part. And let's say I want to put my activity level as moderately active because I do move around a decent bit. Yeah, right? So then you have the questionnaire here. This is where you could customize your training volume and everything like that. So this part is more so related to training, how stress outside the gym, etc., and everything like that. And then this is where the magic sort of happens. So I don't want to show you guys obviously the entire program, but this is just like a small slither. So for me, this recommends I start off at 4,019 calories, and this is the macro split that it gave me based on what I selected. if, for example, let's say I was lightly active, you can see it recommends 3,349 calories, which is probably like a little bit more in line with what I do, because I'm an online coach. I don't necessarily move around too much. So you can see it also recommends like a daily step goal, different things like that. You can see all the macro splits have changed. Let's say I was, I don't know, 23 years old and I had the exact same body weight. You can see things change slightly. Let's say I was, I don't know, 115 kg, and I wanted to get down to 110. You can see that the macros have changed slightly. Let's say I was it's very, very like, I don't want to like keep obviously just like going through it and making changes and going through it and making changes, but this is probably the program that we've made that impresses me the most, just because of how like everything sort of like ties in together and kind of like builds on each other. And then the biggest thing is obviously calculating those initial macros are very, very easy. But what happens when you go from week to week is insane. So it doesn't just take into consideration your weight change, like, oh, did they gain weight or lose weight? It also takes into consideration how much weight you've gained in relation to how much weight you were supposed to gain, or how much weight you've lost in relation to how much weight you were supposed to lose. Is a very, very like sort of like insane system. You also have a refeed on week 6. It's a very, very advanced program, and then you have your program in here as well. You guys could see, you have squat, bench, deadlift in here. Yeah, it is pretty cool. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but you guys get the idea. It's basically a program that gives you sort of like a layout. And then the biggest thing as well is that in these videos that we include in here, you guys are going to be taught how to track macros. So even if you're someone who doesn't understand macros and calories and all these different things, these videos will teach you how to actually use the program in depth, and how to actually get on the part of tracking macros and eating what you want for the most part and still losing weight. So yeah, as I said, I don't want to spend too much time on this video. I can make literally a 2-hour video on this particular program, but we have more programs to get onto. The second program on the list that I want to go through here is the Jamal Browner's Deadlift Program V3. So as I said, this is 2 separate programs in one, a sumo variant and a conventional variant. The reason why we decided to split them up, because with the volume 1 and the volume 2, we made one program and we allowed customization within that program so you guys could sort of like tweak it for yourself. The reason why we decided to really hone in and specify on sumo and conventional in this particular program is because although guys were seeing progress with it, we really wanted to make it the type of program that if you run this, you will see progress, So we split it up because there are some differences with sumo and conventional that we get into in actually a Q&A video that we did with Jamal. You guys might have even come from that Q&A video. But yeah, we decided to split it up. So for the most part, the program setup and customization and stuff like that is similar. So I'll only go through the sumo variant here because I don't want to make this video too long. But you guys can see this is sort of like how you set up your program. You enter like your maxes and everything like that. And then right here is where you select your variants. So for the deadlift, you can see you have these variants here. For the bench, you can see you have these variants here. And this is where a lot of the customization initially begins at, and where somebody could have a completely separate program from you, even though they bought the exact same program. This is where you further the customization. So you talk about how stressful your life is outside the gym. My life isn't that stressful, and you're rating these on a scale of 1 to 3. Your ability to handle and recover volume on the squat. For me, that's pretty low. Technique on the squat, pretty good technique. How well you recover from high intensities, say a 2. You do the same thing with bench, you do the same thing with deadlift. And this questionnaire automatically tweaks the program to suit your life and stresses outside the life, and then how you've sort of like trained previously. You guys could also see the videos that we have in here. So we have the full Q&A video that we did with Jamal. And that video is literally what? That video is literally, I think, an hour and 40 minutes long. So that alone there is bang for your buck, because we literally just like spit. all the information that we had and answered all the questions that we could. We have a deadlift grip tutorial, and then we have an actual deadlift tutorial where we just completely broke down the deadlift from start to finish. And we did that for both conventional and sumo. We have supplement recommendations, and then we have extras, which is a bunch of different videos from all these different programs that we've had up until this point. So again, a ton of content with this one. And then getting into the program itself, you guys can see here, this is just a real quick sample of like day one. So you can see deadlift here, you have top set of 5, 1 set of 5, 3 sets of 5, squat, and then the back downs. So if I was to give you guys a quick example here of like how you could change things up, let's say on the deadlift you said, all right, cool, I could handle volume really well, my technique is, for the most part, decent, and then let's say I recover like decently from intensities, and let's say my life was like a medium on the stressfulness scale. You guys could immediately see that the program has switched here. If you could even scroll back on this video and see, you can see that the program has switched here in terms of the number of sets. Even with the accessories, we decided to like switch it up here. You guys can see here you have options with the accessories. If you don't want to do barbell RDLs, you have snatch grip RDLs. If you don't want to do 45-degree hyper extensions, you can do that. If you don't want to do standing calf raises, you can do leg press calf raises. You have options. You have so many options. Even with the tempo squat, if you picked your squat variation to be high bar squat, you go back to your program, boom, you have high bar squat. So it's literally a system whereby, as I said, you and someone else could be running this exact same program and have completely separate programs. And yeah, we really tailored it to that. The program includes obviously squat, bench, deadlift, as I said, and it peaks you in 12 weeks to a max attempt on your deadlift. We've had guys use the volume 1 and the volume 2 to literally break state records. We've had 2 guys do that. And these programs we expect to be even more potent when it comes to like really blowing up your 1 rep max on the deadlift. The next program that we have, program number 3, that I'm going to go through is the Total Specialist Volume 1 program. This program is very near and dear to my heart, and the reason why I say that is because this program is structured in the exact way that I used over the last year to year and a half in order to achieve the 600 dots that I did last month at my at USAPL Raw Nationals. So this program structure is literally tried and tested. I've had athletes run this program structure as well, and I won't give away the exact split just because I don't necessarily want to like give away the secret sauce, but it's not necessarily something I've seen a lot of people do, but it is very effective, right? You guys obviously watched the part before on Jamal's deadlift program, like right before this, so you guys would see that we have a very similar setup. The videos included in this one are a little bit different, so if you guys have seen my videos on YouTube about agua and avoiding plateaus and everything I do to optimize strength gain, these videos in here are gonna be literally me doing my best to take my mind and every question that I believe would come up with me being a coach and me being an athlete, understanding questions that would come up and literally throwing it on in a video. So what I want to do with this program is literally make it so that you guys could have almost like a coach for, this program is 15 weeks long. So if that is like, let's say 3.5 months, for something like what, a tenth of the price of a coach, if not less, for that time frame. So yeah, we're really trying to make these programs as complete as possible, and I think we did a good job here. So as I said, the program is 15 weeks long. It's divided into 3 separate phases. This is our first program of this length and with this many phases. And at the end, you get peaked towards 1 rep max. We have the same in-depth customization system here with the different accessories, the how stressful is your life outside the gym, the squat, the bench press, the deadlift. We have the same customization system here, and we know that it works because it's been tried and tested. This customization gives the program over 500 different permutations that are possible. So just with the different variables, this program could be done 500 different ways by 500 different people. And yeah, but at this point, our program system is very matured, so you guys sort of like know what you could expect. Just to again give you guys like a super brief thing. So day one here, bench press of week 1. This is a system that we've also fine-tuned, which is called fatigue drops. So this is a little bit different to what we had in the Jamal Browner program. So I'll kind of like highlight this here. So let's say, for example, you do your bench top set at your RPE of 6.5. First off, the drop here, the percentage drop, is specified, right? So for me, let's say I was to do 200 kilos there. The drop here is customizable. So that 184 could be more or it could be less. It really just depends on how you set up the program. So again, if I was to even give you guys like an example of that, let's say my ability to handle and recover from volume was high. Let's say my technique was great and then my intensities were great. You guys could see that a 184 went up to 188, so 4 kilos more just based on how I set up the program. It could be more, it could be less. That alone is customizable. The next stage of this now is that with these fatigue drops, you would see that what it says on the side here is that the goal is 5 back down sets and you shouldn't cross the RP of your top set. And this is something that I haven't seen much people, if anybody, implement in a program like this. And you guys could see, like, let's say I do 4 sets and then on that 4th set I cross the RP of the top set, so it's getting a little bit difficult. I could now back down to 177 for my last set of 4. Let's say I was to do 3 sets on the back downs. You can see there that now I have 2 sets of back downs. If I was to do 1, I have 4. If I did 5, I have none. So it's very, very intricate and complex. And again, with the whole like volume setup and everything like that, something as simple as me saying, my life is pretty stressful outside the gym and I don't handle volume, like sort of like regular amount of volume on bench press. Now all of a sudden this changes to 4 sets. So if I do 3, I only have 1 more. If I do 4, I have none. If I do 2, I have 2. If I do 1, I have 3. So again, I can't stress how customizable these programs are and how much we've like tested and double tested all these different programs. So yeah, I don't want to harp on this too long. You guys get the idea. And yeah, the last program on the list is the bodybuilding upper lower plus shoulders program. This program is completely bodybuilding based. So there is some squat, there is some deadlift, there is some bench press, but it's not necessarily going to be like a crazy amount of that, because the focus is not necessarily on building strength, but it's more so on building size and lean muscle mass. So we have a ton of accessories in there. They're all customizable. I'm not necessarily going to show you guys that program just because it is a more simplistic program and we purposefully made it that way so we could offer it to you guys at a very, very reasonable price point. And it's definitely a program that we highly recommend. All these programs we highly recommend. Super excited to drop these programs. As I said, you guys could sign up for a discount code down below and see the actual launch date and probably a little bit more information on each program. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video and yeah, excited for the launch.